Hollow Gang taught me that. Or Hollow Chat, one of them.
You're so smart and wise and handsome and beautiful and perfect and just all around amazing.
Uh-huh. So, what brings you here today?
Well, GhostieDoodle's, I have quite a number of questions for you, if I'm gonna be honest. Because I'm very curious about you.
All right.
Let's just hit you with this first question, Ghostie, because I'm very curious. I feel like you ultimately, I'm very curious to know, because I've asked this question at least 11 times now, and I've kind of gotten the same answer every single time, and I kind of fully expect you to have the same thing, I'm not gonna lie. But the question is, do you remember why you said yes?
Yes, it was back in the IdoCube days. Back when we were all addicted to that. Back in that day.
That's still happening.
I haven't seen anyone done it. I have. Well, there's an Idol World that you guys are in now. I haven't even touched that. No, I don't think I want to do that. Go down that path again.
It's dangerous.
I imagine so, because I see Saya and Rex sticking in there for God knows how long. Literally idling.
It's not good. I've tried to catch up with them. It's not happening. And
I think you randomly asked. And I was a lot more shy back then. But I was like, I thought at the time, I was thinking, do I really want to get into this? Because part of me was thinking, because of I assumed you were going to be more on the fun, not so serious side about it. Not like the VR chat, right. Super serious, LARPing, kind of, that type of thing I knew I wasn't going to be into. I was thinking, I think he's going to be the fun side of it. So I remember literally saying, why not? and then I don't know how you kind of took it, be like, okay, he's just doing it because you were almost peer pressured. I'm like, nah, let's just do it. Let's just go along with it.
It is definitely a bit. I can reassure you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you already knew.
Because by that point, I think I only knew you for like a month or two, which by your standards now is very long. Because I've heard you've been like the first moment when you meet somebody, I've been hearing you be like, "You want to get married?" It's like,
don't even say hi. It's just, hey, do you want to get married?
Be like. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing as of late. And heck, I hadn't even been on VR chat that long. It was probably like maybe not even 6 months. I don't even know if I can't remember the month exactly. If it was before or after my quote unquote death that I had for a couple weeks or not. I can't remember. Do you remember if it was in like sometime before June by chance?
Dude, probably. I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
The only probably closest thing I can get to an answer is probably when I sent you that drawing, which was sometime. I know it was a little bit after the fact that you asked me. I think I probably took a month too to even do anything to give you your marriage item for your character. The ring, perhaps.
My ring.
Mm-hmm. And I was debating whether if it be the hairpin or make the drawing based off of it. So it was definitely long after. Oh my god! I just saw the wedding picture. Oh god, I look so different too because that was 1.0 Ghostie. This isn't the form that you married to originally. You were more familiar with. I'll temporarily change for this one. You're more familiar with.
Ghostie.
Give it a second.
1.0. I don't know.
Ghostie 1.0. Yeah, the server. See, it's been that long. The server has to process it. It's been that long. You can see my blue avatar, right? Walking around. So I was like, no, this ain't the model. Trust me. There. Oh wow, I'm short.
You're very small.
Hold on, that's not my canon height. Why am I? Hold on.
Hello?
Close enough.
Okay.
This is the Ghostie that you remember.
There you go. I
With-
do.
With, if I remember, extremely jiggly physics back here. Yeah, so it's been that long. It's been doing that.
I feel like I've only seen this one maybe once. Like, this is...
Yeah, I remember showing up for your very first wedding before you married me. This was, and I just bought the model at the time because I wanted to be like, okay, I want to take this model, and then whenever I can, I'm just gonna learn how to mess with it. The bad thing is there is no base for this model, so if I wanted to do outfits, I had to learn Blender, and I was not.
Wait, so this is just the default outfit for that avatar then?
This is just the default avatar. This avatar apparently was created from scratch. So whoever made this, it was in like one of the avatar museums. I think Avatar Museum 12 or whatever. Because I was looking for an outfit similar to this, and I somehow, because it's based off of I did not realize, holy cow, the default expressions are wild. What? Oh my god. What? Okay, this is a dual combo. Oh my god. No.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes.
Crap.
I know it. I know I changed that. Is that the? Hold on, is this OG wedding outfit? Hold on. I might have. We're gonna process again. So power of editing, do this whole. We're really going through the history books with this, and we're not even done with the first question yet. But I'm having fun with it, so we'll go for it. All of my, okay, so it must have been since I swapped PCs. I completely forgot my height settings. This is broken. This is broken. That's broken. Hold on. I might actually. Oh, that is so broken.
You appear to be wearing more than one layer of clothing. Oh, there you go.
That's supposed to be all ripped out. This was the original.
I do remember this.
And yeah, it was an interesting time. Yeah, no wild emos this time, so it's back to the normal set that I usually use.
I think it's great. I think you did great.
I can't remember. Did I make another wedding outfit for? I found it. I think this. Oh my god, I'm short
Be
again.
prepared. You're gonna be short. Yep. This I remember. This one for sure.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I was very happy with this one, and it looks like it works, so that's good. So I like this one a lot. So got that to be able to. This is when I finally learned Unity and the likes. Because I think the first one I might have had. I think I begged Rex to help me with this or something. I might have done it by myself, but it was very shoddy work if I remember. Thank God I changed it to where I actually have a base to where I could choose to be multiple avatars at a time. I can have multiple outfits finally. From this, which is basically closest to the OC that I draw now, to Halloween. Oh my god, I'm short again.
Quite a bit from the...
Yes, it was a nice trip down memory lane. I do remember though the day that you asked, or well, I remember when how you asked me about it, how I answered. In terms of the exact day, I imagine it's got to be late summer. But yeah, we can move on to other questions. So I don't, because I do yap a lot now. You go ahead. I was about to go on another tangent. I'm going to stop myself.
Speaking of your avatars and your little ghosty thing, let's talk about your tattoo and the fact that is your ring.
So funny story about that. That's that's also a trip down memory lane, but that goes back to it would be 2020 actually, pandemic days, because it's really closely based off my original, I guess, form of sorts. I didn't have a human form at the time. I didn't even know how to draw any humanoid-like characters. But it's the reason why I have the pin now. It's kind of the original symbol of where everything started for me in terms of doing drawing and such. And it's kind of been like my mark in a sense now. The little ghost that holds a little heart. It actually was based off of. Let's see. This was going to be a little bit of lore, interesting lore, IRL lore. It was my at the times significant other I had. They had a little squishy toy that looked exactly like that, and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. And I had a picture of it. I still do to this day. It's still there. It still makes me happy regardless of how things went.
Well, that's good.
And that was the original a source of my inspiration, because October 1st, 2020, I remember it to the day. That was the day I did my first drawing, and it was of that ghost holding a little heart. That's like a more cutesy and advanced version. If you saw the original, it's not going to be as good. I don't even know if it had the heart. I don't think it had the heart at the time, although I quickly adapted that. As you can see now, I like heart stuff is like my favorite thing to draw.
Oh wow, couldn't tell. Really?
But yeah, that's just. Yeah. I wonder what gives that away.
I can count
so that's like my mark. Yeah, it's just a thing I like.
Hey, hearts are cool.
And but that's how this is my. I guess that's my identifier. I guess the ghost with the heart. Very simple, very plain, which is probably why I decided to go eventually throw a human form to be more unique, I guess, because it was so basic. Because you can find definitely a lot of art out there that's just a ghost with that similar body shape, and even ones with the heart. I bet you not. Mume is probably the closest one. My little Oshi is just a elongated version when she's in her ghost form. So I was like, I need to do something a wee bit different. Where's Booming? I miss my Oshi Tails. I miss her a lot. Once again, we are straight from the top. But yeah, original Ghostie Mark. You see, this is going to be a long interview, I tell you. I
will clip things down. I promise. If we feel like we're going on too much of a tangent, I'll clip it down. But speaking of your tattoo, you have chosen that specifically, which I would argue is it's you. It's something that you did. So I would argue this question probably doesn't hold any value to it, but if you had the opportunity to change your tattoo, would you change it?
Probably not, to be honest.
Not even changing it to the haircut or the hair clip or whatever?
I thought about the hairpin. You talked me out of it before. I do remember that. Because that's yours. That's you. I remember.
We would be matching though.
But I was So I was like, I'll do something similar. And I was like, I do want a ghost, and I think that would be like the most unique identifier for me, because I don't know what else I would even add to it. So I was like, let's do sort of a matching, I guess, tattoo thing that I have, other than mine's just the heart, but yours is just a ghost with the heart. And I was like, that's close enough, and it's in the spot that where I would have mine, right. So it would match it up a little bit, almost like we're twinning.
Right, you're twinning. I like it. I personally like where it is, and not to mention you were the first person to first of two that managed to make it only on my face. Every other tattoo is just on the body. Do you see it over there? The McDonald's.
Yeah, I see the friggin' McDonald's. I can't wait to hear the story on that one later.
We'll get there when we're
Does it have any relation to the McDonald's pad that's out here?
That is them.
Up there. That is them. I guess that explains a little bit more.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, I like where it is, and I'm glad that you wouldn't change it, because I also wouldn't want to change it.
Oh.
Would it be rude of me to ask more about this this real life lore that you had? Because gosh, oh my gosh, are you okay?
Sorry, I'm trying to quickly recalibrate. I broke something. I'm really sorry.
You're okay.
I was trying to be really quick about it. I'm gonna do one more calibration. So
Take your time.
You're saying something about well, we could do this while I'm calibrating. You're talking about my real life lore, exactly.
Right.
Which one? About the ghost itself?
Yeah, because I don't think I knew that. I don't think you ever.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows that I. So this is like almost exclusive first.
I know exactly what you're doing right now. That's really funny. You're doing the advanced calibration.
Yeah. You got it for this, just so we can get it to work.
So, it is up to you. It is entirely up to you. We can ultimately move on to the next question if you want to, but I'm
can
very
probably
curious.
give a long and short. I can give a sort of a short.
It's up
thing.
to you.
Because let's see. At this point, let's see, this would be 2019 by this point. So we're talking about like 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a coworker too at the time of my old job I worked at. So this was some workplace stuff that happened at the time. And there was someone I really liked too. It was nice, nice, sweet person. Trying to have to go back through it because I did suppress a lot of it because it was a sad time after it happened.
Very
but
fair.
It's been years. I moved on since then. Like it's so I'm now having to recall what I remember. I just remember when it was an interesting time. I don't know if having your first kiss at work would be a great place to do it, but it's where it happened, in the break room of all places.
Hey,
in the break room, it happened.
I mean, if it was enjoyable for you, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, that was like, damn. that's what I was thinking in my head. Damn, did I really just do that? Because we were talking for a long time before that. And then that was from that day it got serious. And that was like around March of 2019. So I wasn't quite out of high school yet. It's gonna reveal my age a little bit. It's a couple months before I graduated in that year. So people will have an idea of my age at the time. And then we were together for a while. I say a while, not very long. I wouldn't say very long. It only lasted about a year. It was like right as the 1 year anniversary ticked around. I remember I know eventually management heard about our thing. That was a fun time. They were at least chill with it, just not during work hours type of thing. They didn't know about the kiss, I don't think. They just knew we got together. It was very awkward. Don't do workplace like love stuff. Like it's very awkward. It doesn't usually end very well. I'm lucky to get out of that one. But a few months later, I ended up walking out from that job anyways because it was becoming a hellhole. Anyways, just basic retail stuff at the time, it's and then it wasn't. I wasn't having a great time with that. I walked out. I should have probably put it at 2 weeks. I wasn't very professional about it. It's kind of biting me in the butt now because that's a permanent mark on your record. They'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, you did that. Granted, my excuse was, as a fresh out of high school student, I probably wasn't thinking straight at the time. I probably should have been smarter than that. I was just very upset that day. But funnily enough, I know when I quit, but because it was on August 1st of 2019, because I remember the moment I walked out, you know what the first thing I randomly did when I walked out on the front? I called my mother, didn't tell her that I quit. I told her happy birthday because I remember it was her birthday that day.
Fuck.
So the moment I quit my job, I called my mother and was like, "Hey, I forgot to tell you this morning, but happy birthday." And didn't tell her. Like, I think it was just, I don't know if it was like a coping mechanism or whatever, because there was a lot of like I was like fired up in a bad way. Like I was feeling a lot, and then the moment I walked out, I was feeling a whole bunch of other things like, oh my god, I just did that. There ain't no going back now.
But,
like what just happened just happens. And then yeah, we were still together at that point. That part was fine. I got another job a couple months later. Oh, go ahead.
So you didn't walk out because you broke up. That was a completely different reason.
No, this was.
Oh gosh,
I don't know if it was because management putting pressure on me in particular. I have no clue. But they were putting on a lot of responsibilities on me, and I just was promoted to a front end manager a couple months prior. But then I ended up doing multiple other positions at the same time, and because they just thrusted it on me. I can't really remember. I just knew it just felt like it was unfair at the time. So I was like the front end manager, the dairy manager, the deli manager, the produce manager. It was like I was supposedly just the front end managing the cashiers at the time. And I got really out of hand, and I was expected to do every single one of those and have every single one of those things done within my allotted time. And I think during all that, I got a pay cut. So I was also just pissed about that. Yes. Well, no, I got promoted, got my pay, and then right before when everything hit the fan, I took a pay cut. Probably like $1 or something like that. It was massive for the time. And I also, it was really, really funny. So there's a lot to this story. There's a lot of sauce that's like it's coming back now. It's coming back to me. There's a thing they would do employee of the month stuff. I got it once before, like within like my first couple months of the job. Just got it, and it's usually voted on by like usually the customers themselves. They are the ones that pick. So it's usually and there's a lot of people that choose. So I'm surprised that was June, July, like 4th month in, probably like October, I got my first one, and you're plastered all over the place for that. Pictures and everything. You get like a little star that's attached to your name tag. There's a star system that they had. One of them was for getting employee of the month, and I think I had like 10 or 11 just for general customer service stuff at the time. And that sucker was kind of getting heavy. But when I finally handed that in, I turned all of that in the day I walked out. It didn't matter to me anymore at that point. But I was told usually I have excellent customer service skills. Despite me being a shy and awkward, as I used to call myself back then, a toaster strudel. I don't know why. A shy and awkward toaster strudel. Old friends would probably know if they were still around. I don't know where they're at now. They would know that I would call myself that for some reason. I just thought it was funny, I guess. Whatever old me or younger me was thinking, old me doesn't understand. But now back to what I thought was really funny, because it was August 1st, brand new month. Apparently that day I was also put up for employee of the month, and I didn't know at that point. So the day I walked out, I got put in for that month for employee of the month. They couldn't go back on it either, which was really funny. So it's just my face once again plastered everywhere, but that employee no longer works there.
They didn't.
And the only reason I knew because my girlfriend at the time told me, it's like, your face is plastered all over the place, but you're not there anymore. And I'm like, no freaking way. But I was like, I guess I leave my mark, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of people asking, where's this employee? They're gone. The Ghostie didn't work there no more.
That employee of the month, he's really working in the shadows. He's kind of, it's like he's not even here.
Yeah, he's like not even here anymore. So yeah, basically I was in my reign of, I would say 2018, I guess about a year, I was a 2-time employee of the month person. I at the time I really loved it. Nowadays I don't know if I really care. I just want to do my job. I want to do it good. That's all. I don't care about the recognition about it. I think it should be expected of me, I guess, to do good customer service, and that's how I go into my jobs now today. And then right after that, we were still together with my girlfriend at the time, and I got another job temporary for the time at, I think, working on CAD machines. If you know what that is, I'll be on a computer, and there's a big welding machine that's controlled by it, and I would program to cut stuff out. I learned it in my final year of high school, so I knew I can easily throw myself in there and be able to do my thing. That didn't last very long, because if you knew what year was coming up at 2019, that job kind of fell through in March when everything fell. Everything fell. Just crashed and burned. And fun enough, at that same time, that's also when the breakup happened. Man, because I was stressed out about everything, everywhere. Apparently, I guess according to her, I wasn't giving her the love and attention that I was supposed to, which I can't really remember now, because like I said, I suppressed a lot of that, because I'm like, and I can't look back at it now and be like, was I in the wrong? Was she in the wrong? I don't know. She was the one that called it, so didn't want to do it anymore. I remember being very upset about it, and I think if I remember correctly, I took that as the final kind of screw you of this town that I lived in, and I moved. I moved like 2 hours away to find new job opportunities to like a bigger city, because I'm like, there's nothing holding me back here. I have no job. I have no significant other. Who cares? So I moved in with my older brother, and he had a really nice place because he worked at when he worked on windmills, and such, electric windmills. It's really interesting, because if you've been inside one, it's a very cramped space, and he is 6'10", and I don't know how he does it. I don't know where he got the growth. He's nearly 7 feet tall, and I'm here about 5'6", and I don't know where my height went.
We're the same height.
And I'm like, my older brother just completely trumps me. He's literally like a twig, I swear. Like, literally the stick bug from Bug's Life. I am the only stick with eyeballs. He's got long arms. He's got massive feet. He wears like size 17, 18 shoes. He literally could be like an NBA player. I swear to God. But he works in windmills, though. So
I didn't know the sizes went up that high.
I didn't know that either. But you have to make them custom ordered. Like, you have to make it custom order. Like, you can't. So imagine, because that job requires steel-toed boots. Those things are expensive as is. Now imagine trying to get a size 17 custom made. That rang him a pretty penny. I knew that. But I moved in there. I tried to find a job, and that was during that time. I think August of 2020. I still didn't find one. Couldn't, like, it was rough. I didn't understand the gravity of the situation that the pandemic gave to the states. It was bad. Not even the big city was offering much. And I started to fall down.
Still around COVID then.
Yes. So August of 2020, I think I finally started to cave. I used to be very anti, anime, very anti-weeb, weebs get the out, type of person. I was very online toxic about it. Used to be extraordinarily toxic. I like anything I see about it, get out of here. And I don't know. I know in August, it would be September that Myth debuted, if I remember. So it was around that time.
Oh, jeez.
But it was right. But I didn't see Hololive wouldn't come for another year. I didn't get into that yet. And let's see. So August would be. I think I finally watched my first anime. I caved because there's nothing to do, and job search isn't doing anything, and I'm stressed beyond belief, living on stimulus checks just to get by. And I decided to watch my first anime, which would be Umaru-chan, Himo Uto Umaru, the little orange little gremlin. I thought
Good
because
anime.
I didn't know the yeah, it was a good anime, comfy anime to me, and I guess it made me build the likes for slice of life stuff. But I just thought super relatable, to be honest, for the most part. Having two like, I guess, lives and as such. I mean, like you try to, in your in Umaru's case, it'd be school life. For me, it'd be work life, and I still do it to this day. I am a completely different person when I'm at work than I am in my personal life, or online, I guess, persona. I guess now I fell down that hole.
You're 5'6" at work, and then you're 2 feet tall at home.
Yes. Yes. I literally, I could be. Get the classic, freaking little chibi fool back out. I would not be able to stand on this table because I can't stand on it, so I can't. Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, no shoes on the counter. I don't know.
So then some more time passes. October 1st, 2020 rolls around. That's when I started getting into the art stuff. And I think by this point, I also bumped into a friend group that played a lot of Overwatch at the time. I think I watched the streamer that their community was a part of. And then eventually, if I remember, we kind of made our own little group. We got together and such. It was a fun time. Let's see. Let me try to remember how many there were. So there were one. I think it was 5 of us. Well, 5 of them and then me, so 6. I'm trying not to say their names out loud, so because we knew each other by a first name basis, despite not literally knowing anything else by each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I wasn't even known as Ghostie yet. Ghostie, the name Ghostie took forever to get to, but I remember October 1st, 2020, I made my first ghost drawing. I showed it to them, and they showed massive support for it, despite it being nowadays, when I look at it, the crappiest looking doodle I think I've ever done. But like I said, I think I've said this before to you or to other people, you got to start somewhere. No matter how bad it looks, you're not going to create the Mona Lisa overnight. It ain't happening. I'm still working on it to this day, 6 years later. I'm still working on like improving my drawing skills and everything, and it's slowly coming together, always has been. But that was the first drawing. They showed massive support for it. It gave me kind of the confidence boost to keep drawing more. And I think I remember at the end of October, I think right around Halloween, I did a group art an art drawing where I gave them ghost personas at the time. And every one of them had unique identifiers to them to differentiate, okay, which ghost is which. Because I only have like 2 body styles at this point. The one that kind of looks similar to what you have on your face now, and then like maybe a little taller looking one that kind of have like a little taller looking one. I had to learn how to give them identifiers to make them unique from one another. Me was the heart, which I think by that point, that's when the heart came in. It had to have been by October of 2020. And then one of them had a witch hat. Another one had devil horns because they were just a mischievous little gremlin. And let's see, another one just was like literally a zoomer at the time, like more zoomer than what I was, despite being fresh out of high school. I think they were just some iPhone lip gloss, nail polish, yes, type person. She was a personality, and I miss them. I miss them a lot. But yeah, some of them were in Australia, some of them would be in the UK. One of them was in Sweden. Oh yeah, he was the one with the Viking helmet I gave him back then. So that was really that.
You don't speak with any of these people anymore?
I do not, unfortunately.
Do you still have contact?
I even try to go back. I tried to go back to my old Discord profile because the one I have now is completely separate. I try to go back and try to find it. That server's been deleted. I don't even know where they're at to this day. So, but it's just it's one of those things where, life happens. We don't speak to each other for a while. and I think by that would be like summer of 21. I moved back to the town I originally moved out of a year prior because I just couldn't find. I failed in my mission. I ended up moving back with my parents. It was the biggest defeat of my life. That was probably like my lowest point, but at the same time, probably one of the most fun things have happened because that's when Hololive was recommended to me, and specifically Gura. Gura clips started showing up in my timeline, and I was watching Gura clips at 3 a.m. on the couch in my parents' house at the time, and I didn't even know what a Hololive was. I just thought it was the concept of a DTuber was really interesting. Although I think I vaguely remember a couple years before there might have been like a version of it. I think more furry-like, if I remember, and I thought, okay, interesting, but furries creep me out. Sorry, but they give me the heebie. I might have a fear. It gives me heebie-jeebies. But at the time, I was like, the technology of that was interesting. But then a couple years later, seeing the VTuber fandom rise. This was a year after, a little less than a year than Myth debuting. It was like July, and I think it was around the time Iris, I think, just debuted by this point. Like, literally was like within 10,000 subscribers. And I didn't know she was part of like a similar group. I didn't even know about the other girls in the group. Didn't know about Callie. I knew about Watson because Gura would talk about them a lot. Gura would talk about Watson a lot. I barely knew about Ina. I think just because of art stuff I think she does at the time, and I think it was cool. Callie, I wasn't much, and Kiara, not much either. It was really Gura. Then eventually, I think, since she talked about Watson a lot, I thought, okay, I'll just start watching, Amelia Watson and go from there.
That's exactly how I went. That's exactly how I spread throughout Hololive.
And I was super lost though in this community. Like, I didn't know, and like I didn't know any of the inside jokes. I didn't know about how any of this worked, and I was just kind of existing. They seemed like they already were settled themselves in by this point. But that was like one fateful day in August. That Gura was talking about Council and their debut getting pushed back. I think, was it a day? I think their debut got delayed, if I remember. And they were talking about it as like the girls, these girls need, make sure that everything's ready for them and such. It's a big moment for them. And I'm like, there's a whole group. And then I think by this point I just knew about Myth. At this point, I finally got to know about them. But Council, I was like, I'm gonna watch that. And this is back in the day where they did all the debuts at once. There's no 1 or 2 debuts and then wait till the next day, do another couple debuts. This is like on every hour, on the hour, you're going through all 5. And I think, if I remember, I can't even remember who it started with. I believe, I just knew Fauna showed up. When Fauna showed up, I was like, I like this person a lot. This very comfy YouTuber, and I thought at that point it was going to be my Oshi. And then Mume debuted. I think she was one of the last ones, if not the second to last or the last one. And oh my god, yeah, that's when it was like, I want to stick with this one. And I basically grew alongside them because I knew they also liked art, so that also was like a huge positive for me because I was still drawing more at this time. But I was about to go into the part where I'm starting to draw humanoid characters, a human-like. So this would be like what, August 20th? Is it 23rd their debut day? I can't. It's hazy. It's been a while because Council doesn't exist no more. It's Promise, and Promise has a whole different debut day or creation dates, I guess. So it's no longer celebrated, or their stream anniversaries, I guess. Their debut anniversary for Crony Bay and just Crony and Bay. Oh my god, because Iris is July. Oh my god, there's only 2 members of Council left. Of like, if you're not counting Iris and Councilress, because they basically adopted her by that point, which I was Councilress forever. Councilress forever 6.
Same here.
So
I have to agree.
But yeah, Mume started to give me that inspiration. January 2022. By this point, I already found another job. I was working at a cafe, and I was really enjoying it. Got myself back on my feet. I was actually able to get a new home to live in, and on my birthday, January 26th, 2022, I made my first Hololive fan art. It was a little doodle of Mume with friend, and it surprisingly got liked by Mume. That was like the shot in the arm that started it all. I did it just as a side, like this is a side doodle. Then think about it much and be like, this is my first basically human model. I know I was sketching what I could make it look like, and I could never get it right. And then one day I just sat down, did it with Mume, did a quick doodle of her, and it got the like, and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. I didn't even use Twitter. I had a Twitter account from a long time ago, never used it because nowadays, back then it was toxic place. Very. Still, I would almost say it still is now, but man, all those American and Japanese conversating with each other has been like really wholesome lately. So I can't even. That's all I've been seeing on my timeline. So I'm just like very happy about being there right now. Although I can't say about all the anti-artist stuff they've been doing, but that's a whole nother story. But Mume got me started in 2022. That's where it began. I started quickly working on how to draw them better ever since. I think I did Fauna next because my next favorite VTuber, basically they would be both my Kamiyoshis at that point. So anytime I would see Fame stuff, I would be so freaking happy, especially if they collab like the Minecraft stream. That when Fauna burning down the forest with the lava bucket. That's a classic.
That and Flower.
Flower. Crow Fame. That was peak. Just absolute peak. Mume living in the bunkeroni. Absolute cinema. Mume in the bunkeroni with all the wolves and all the berries in that room. Oh. I remember drawing art for that. It was a good time, and I even drew some JP members, I think, at that time. Just quickly, it was an old art app. I don't use the same program I use now because it was one layer. You get one layer, that's it. So none of the fancy stuff that I do now it would work because it's just you got to work with that, and good luck. Literally a doodle.
Wow, so...
And then, so basically I grew alongside Council.
Yeah.
Be the longest short.
The expression usually goes, you fall down the rabbit hole of Hololive, but it sounds like Mume pushed you down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, Gura was like, take a look at this. And I was still very much an outsider. I just kind of watched the streams because I thought it was entertaining. Didn't think about it much. And then Mume was like, charge tackle me in. It's like you're going down, buddy. And then I was. That's where it accelerated from there. And then of course, that point, I think that summer didn't go particularly well because I think. Well, I know there was, I think, a graduation or termination, I guess, right, like that spring. I think it was the Russia incident happened by this point. Now, I was like, damn, at that point, I was like, dang, that kind of sucked because I didn't know much about it. I just knew I was like, damn. And I was like, okay, I don't know how to really deal with this. I haven't really known much. I barely knew JP at this point. Although I think by this point I figured out one of the classic memes, the Ikabuka meme that I knew from way before. I realized that's where it came from. It was Korone. Ikabuka. I didn't know at the time. Didn't know that Two Snacks animation was, I didn't know that was Hololive at the time. And it's funny how that came full circle now.
Until just now.
But and then that summer, Sana announced graduation. She was having issues at the time. I didn't really keep up. I wish I watched more. I know I watched is it Interstellar? Whatever the Crony and Sana watch along was. It was super early on in their debut. I think first couple months.
Oh.
And I was like, And then there was a couple other streams. I think something about a fire in Walmart. Something about a Walmart that Sana was talking about. She kind of went off on her thing. It was really funny at the time. It's just been so long. It's been 6 years, man. Like, or not 6 years. It's been 4.
Yeah,
4 years. 4 years.
4 years since
4 years.
Council came out. Pretty sure. 4.5. I'd give him 4.5. No, maybe even
4.5.
5. Actually.
It'll be 5 in August.
Okay.
Of 20, like, I'm gonna say like August 23rd. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna hope it's correct. If that was debut day, but if it's not, oh well. I'm not a true Council fan, I guess.
I couldn't tell you.
Graduation happened. All the big small stuff happened. You know, the big small models became a thing and immortalized her art. Her final like kind of mark that she left. And forever there, and then they sold the plush, and then what was their original their one original song with all of Council? It started with R.
Rise up, rise up, rise again, rise. It could have just been Rise.
It could have been just Rise. It's.
I think I'm thinking
it still plays on my playlist to this day. So I still have it there. I don't. I think it's Rise. It doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't sound right. Then I just kind of just follow along. Years went by, got improved better at art, just kept doing more and more. And then 2025 happened. That was a horrid year.
2025?
Yeah, that was a horrid year. It kicked off with Fauna announcing her graduation. She announced hers, and I think she did graduate by this point. I'm trying to remember January. It was foggy because I remember but I say it's a terrible year but at the same time. That's the year I hopped in VR chat. January 2025 is also because one friend that I met through Fauna's like fans is like, you know, people are doing a thing. They're gonna gather in the aquarium because since Ame also graduated by this point, Ame's graduating. They're using the aquarium in VR chat as their gathering spot, I guess, to mourn. And I didn't speak much then. I was just on desktop in a small Fauna model. And I just kind of listened in. I don't know if the people I met on that day is still here. I don't even know if you were there, if Spectre was there. Because I don't think Spectre didn't do his iconic tours of the place yet. I think that came around Mume's graduation. Which also happened like a couple months later. Both my Oshis just poof right there. So, it was bad. And then right after that, Gura announces it, and I know, and that was the one that started it all for me. Just bang, bang, bang. Just that killed that. That would have killed my motivation. It almost fully killed my motivation to do art by that point. Like I think I went on like a hiatus basically. Like I don't know if I can continue to do this. And I did eventually got more deeply involved in VR chat. I remember, and because it was April when Mume announced, and I think the day of graduation, I actually ended up getting my VR headset delivered that I still use to this day. This Quest 3S. I thought I wanted to get more involved because every time they announced the graduation, I would go into the VR chat world and become a little bit more involved. And I started to meet the people there, and I believe you had to be there for one of them. At least Gura's announcement.
Oh yeah, for Gura's, I was definitely there.
And you probably tried to sell me on IdleCube then at the time.
We're getting married.
Yeah, and then because I was using the Quest standalone, so all I saw you was like the Mr. Bones looking fallback character, and I still love that fallback. The literal deadbeat look-alike.
It is still my fallback.
It's a great fallback. It's a class. To me, it's a classic. And now we end up here when eventually, like around August or July, after I've had an incident where I basically died. I don't want to go back into it because that was a pain. I'll just say it's a very painful experience. Right. Because I wasn't even around much by that point. I definitely wasn't doing art. Was already not motivated to do that. I was having pains again. I just moved to a new place, which I'm now is where I live. I moved again after 3 years. By this point, also January of 25, I switched my job to the job I work at now, and I still am. Kind of feels like this. I'm not a bartender, but feels like it sometimes when I talk to people there. I'm just, I'm at a counter talking to people a lot of the time. But yeah, new job. I had new home, and now round 2 of issues with my body, getting hospitalized for a week. Because I'm trying to remember, was it Hollow Gang doing? I'm trying to remember. Do you remember? I think you're gonna have to go back to last year. Do you remember anything about a water park world by chance? Last year, a whole water park world event. People were in their swimsuits and such. I don't know if you joined in late, because that same day VR chat was having an issue and people couldn't get in.
Oh,
VR chat was crapping itself.
I couldn't get in. I didn't make it to that because I couldn't get in.
Because right after we all joined, that's when VR chat took a dump on itself. But yeah, I didn't do much there. I did explore with the friends that I did were already in there, but half the time I'm just like, I'm not doing too good. I have to usually stop. Like the pain is extreme. Then like that thing right after that, that's when I got hospitalized for a week, and I was gone for. Yeah, it was, then got released. Finally got the meds I was supposed to originally have. It shouldn't have happened. Speaking of that, today's Friday. I need to take that when I'm done here. my meds need to be taken. Nah, I just need to remember to take it before I go to bed, whatever time that will be. I still got plenty of time, but
right on.
Yeah, that part. So that was done, and then I think right after I got back, some point afterwards, when I'm feeling actually good, you asked me to be married, and I said, I thought about it for a moment. I'm like, why not? Just kind of like, why not? And then eventually you told me, like, yeah, now we need to have an item to eventually, be put on you. At the time, I didn't know what it was. The original thought, it's got to be something ghosty related. I'll figure something out. I think I procrastinated, if I remember. Eventually, I think you came back to me, and like maybe a month later or something, and I'm like, let me do something. I knew what the idea was. I doodled like the original Ghost, but in a lot cleaner fashion, in a lot nicer fashion, using what I've learned over the past 6 years by this point. And now we somehow all, after a long-winded, probably 1 hour explanation in itself, got the ghost on your face.
And here we are. In the present.
And then we had the wedding, or I think the wedding was right before that, but had the wedding, then got remarried, had a part 2, got Ghostie 2.0. Now I'm here, just chilling, getting on VR chat whenever I can. Became a racing competitor in VR chat now, joining a racing group. Just now here.
Oh, I know.
So that was supposed to be how. Now we're partially explaining my lore, I guess, in conjunction to how that get on your face.
Right.
That was a very long one. This is gonna be a long video. We're gonna be here.
But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I feel like I wouldn't mind. Usually it's like a back and forth, but like that was very like, I'm just sitting here very like immersed in the story. Yeah.
Now you see like how I feel like my job feels like a bartender thing, because I'll be like, I can just give you a story and just have a drink. You're gonna hear a story from me. So
I'll take
like,
that. Can't grab it.
Yeah, I wish I could. Some dumbass forgot to make that grabbable, so I don't know.
I specifically turned it off. Anyway. So.
All right.
Okay, well, here we
What's
are.
the next question?
The next question.
You want another 1 hour answer to it?
It depends on you. Depends on your answer to it. Let me just hit you with it. In the beginning, for every single one of you, all 69 of you, the goal was to provide you with as much love as humanly possible. I wanted to hype you up. I wanted to make you feel like you were getting the love that you deserved. Do you feel like I accomplished that?
Heck, you were even doing that before we got married. You were a good introduction into the VR chat world and everything since then.
Oh,
You were quite the personality. You were extremely memorable.
Oh,
for that,
wow.
for a multitude of reasons. Of course, I think at first you were the Idol Cube seller guy. The Idol Cube salesperson, trying to get everyone into that before the whole married stick started happening. Because I don't think that quite happened yet. And then, but yeah, you have a very eccentric personality. You're a little out there, but that's what I like about it. Not very bland. I love that. And
I
very
wanted to be
a
different.
lot of innuendos related to it too.
Yeah. That's just my style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You can't blame me. I'm in a world.
That's the quintessential. Yeah, I guess that can't be helped, especially when you're R1. Don't look down.
See, I don't see this in real life. Beautiful thighs, boobs,
and all the pain that will come along with it. Well, you're not that big, so you might be fine. So you might.
I like my itty bitty.
Sorry to break you. I do like it. See why I nerfed mine from my original model?
Yeah.
I nerfed it. I skinnied up.
I think itty bitties are better than tiggle bitties.
I prefer perfect shape than
Right. Like the fit in your hand.
honker bonker badonkers.
Not like
I'm not Saya, or I guess in this case Rex is also kind
Right.
of falling down that.
Yeah, Rex.
He's got the. I'm more of a. I like to be the perfect shape type of person.
Yeah.
Also, kind of I guess more reflects who I am too. I'm a more not very thick person, more of a skinny
it's
figure,
OCD.
like at least. I guess, yeah. Like, if I saw a female that had that perfect shape, they weren't oversized in any way, I'd be like, yeah, ooga. That'd be my type. I'm more of a, I want a good shape, I don't care how massive your anything is.
Right. Just so long as it doesn't suffocate, man. I feel like it should be fun.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just. That's a preference of mine. I don't care for the super massive parts there. That's just me.
So now we get to get to the exciting part, which I told you in the beginning, but I might have kept you wondering this entire time. But ever since I interviewed Rex, he came up with this funny, quirky idea where every husband or wife would have a question for the next husband or wife. So, of course, hilariously enough, you are right after the married couple, so I have 2 questions for you instead of 1. But
Okay.
on top of that, I also will need a question for you for the next one. Which, if I'm correct, will be triple baka. So you're gonna be having a question for 3 people.
Okay.
But we can start with your questions first, if you want.
Okay.
So the first one being, let me switch to this. So, sorry, no, I'm just taking off. I'm just taking off the sweater.
Stripping at the bar. There's nobody here to impress. You're not impressing me.
The first question for you, from Andy specifically, is if you were to choose any of the tattoos that I have on my body to get in real life, which one would you get? And I feel like I know the answer, but
are we including mine, or I might be fun? I'm gonna be fun and not choose that in particular. Just for
you could. I wouldn't say here. Let me stand for you.
Like, I'm gonna avoid the obvious. I want my own one. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Let's see.
I do also have these on the inside of the hands too. So.
I did see that. Yeah. Ooh, I wanted to. I don't know why the Pop-Tart speaks to me. Maybe Toaster Strudel Pass is calling back to me here.
Maybe.
And it'd be like a secret. It'd be in a secret spot too. It wouldn't be in a place you would
on your butt
normally. That's one of the options. Just where if I'm fully clothed, you're not going to see it, type of thing.
Right.
And when I mean by fully clothed, at least in bare minimum t-shirt and like shorts or something.
Sure. Any of them? Any you can think of? Maybe these? Either of these?
The goober one's cute. I think if I would have it under the eye as well. You know, where I would have the heart tattoo. I like the goober one. Yeah, I think the goober one or the Pop-Tart. To be honest, I can't. I'm conflicted between both of them.
The Pop-Tart one is very silly to me. It's kind of funny.
Who is that? If you're allowed, who is that?
That is their name is Paw Tarts. So PAW Tarts. But
Paw Tarts.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm surprised that they didn't have like a paw for their Pop-Tart design.
Thinking about it, I feel like I could have put a little bit more effort into it, but I did quite literally just look up Pop-Tarts and just choose the first best one. Look, man, maybe I was just tired that day. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
But they specifically wanted it as close to my heart as possible. So, I remember that. Yeah. So either the Pop-Tart or the Gura or of course your tattoo. I would.
Yeah, mine.
I wouldn't bash you for choosing your own tattoo, and in fact, I'd be surprised if you didn't choose.
That would be if that was one of my. I'm kind of like if I wasn't including that type of thing.
Right.
Giving recognition to the other ones at least. I didn't want to be a quick answer. Be like mine. And be like, that's it, mine. Next question. Just next question. That's not how I roll around here. You're getting a 1-hour explanation, and you're going to like it.
I like it. I like the elaborated answer. I think it's you have more thought into it. It's better that way, I'd say. So question number 2. What part of your model best reflects you in real life, would you say?
That is an interesting one.
I scratch my beard to think.
I can hear it. I want to think back because when I drew this model, very simplistic. I'm not very sophisticated in terms of what I like and don't like, or just how I feel about certain things. And usually I'm like, if you want me to be involved in something, sure, why not? Hence why we got married in the first place. A very simplistic character. The hearts definitely say a lot. The little ghost doodle pen. Probably that might be that and the heart probably is like the two things here. People always keep telling me of how much of a, I guess, caring / considerate person that I am, and for some reason I seem to be the person that they easily convinced to. And then I guess I don't know if I'd be like, well, I don't know if I usually give them good answers or not. I guess they just like to have them heard instead of being built in, which I usually do encourage. That you vent that out, please. Like, even if I won't be able to give you a good answer, maybe at least help you at least a little bit there. But because I may not, like, I'm not maybe a therapist. I seem to feel like I'm one sometimes, like with how many people come to me for that, and I'm just like, okay, interesting. I appreciate that you think of that of me, and I'm even the past year, there's been a couple people that come to me for that type of stuff, and I'm just like, okay, I'm here to listen.
Yeah,
what you got?
Sometimes all people need is an ear.
Yeah, and it's probably why I also, like, even in real life, like, that thing, people would talk about that with me, and I'm like, I'm just a person here doing my job, but I feel like like I said, that's where that bartender kind of comes into play again. I feel like that bartender guy that everyone will talk to their problems about, except instead of giving them drinks there, I would just give them money, or I take their money. Depends on the situation, but I didn't actually mention in my lore the job I work at now. I'll just throw this in here. I am a bank teller.
Right.
I give out money, I take money, I do amongst other things. Like,
I thought you were a thief.
That's like,
but no. Yeah.
No. But where I'm at, like, the counter, it looks very similar to this. Other than this one's, just straight and all that. This one's like a curved countertop, nice little marble countertop that's curved. And I would always do this when they're speaking. Granted, it's probably a little higher up because this is meant to be a standing area, so I'm like probably up here more than down here. But yeah, I'll be like, all right, tell me about what you got. If you got the time, I can lend an ear at least and chat about it a bit. And like, these people, like, ages from like, high schoolers all the way up to like their, senior citizens and such, they'll probably talk to me about it. I don't know why they feel like. So whether it's in the online world or in real life, they seem to come to me for that. And the number one thing I keep hearing back about anyone who talks about it, be like, I seem to be, I guess, a caring and compassionate person. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Caring, something that's related to the hearts. I know that I'm a very loving person. I care. Maybe, yeah. I'm trying to think of words. I don't know if people pleasing probably sounds like almost derogatory. Almost. I'm not really a people pleaser. I'm just like, because I don't know what the word. There's a word out there that's perfect for this. That would almost symbolize just my love and care, I guess. That just like, I'll be there for, like, I'm there for you regardless. But I guess the hearts in particular, which is probably why I love drawing them. Feel it like, so almost anything I have, any outfit I have, will almost have a heart somewhere. Whether most of the time it'll be on my face. Because I guess I express it, I show it. I'm just showing it out there for everyone. I almost always at my job, I almost tell them, have a wonderful day, or I almost say like that. I never usually go any lower than that, or like a good day. I want you to have a wonderful day every time, regardless of what you're going through. Hope it's getting better, but I hope that at least you can make today a wonderful day for you, or at least I can have me help you do that.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I have one more question.
Okay. Oh, one more. All right. I had to come up with a 1 hour explanation for this one.
It's a very yes or no question. So.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready for it?
I guess I am.
Okay. GhostieDoodle's. Do you want to stay married?
Of course. Why not? Just like this hollers. Like, well, why would I have? Like, unless you want to have a playful episode of divorce court and like audience anarchy or something.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, of course, I can't see why not. I don't. You haven't given me a reason to divorce yet. You're about to last longer than my relationship with my real friend, which I don't know what that's gonna say.
I was gonna say.
So I don't know what that's gonna say.
We skipped right into
Give it
marriage.
until like August/July, then we'll find out if you're really. That's when it all falls apart.
I'll be sure to ask. But okay, yeah, no, that concludes all the questions that I have for you. Yeah,
all right.
That question for triple platinum, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be on a certain topic. It can be literally anything. One of the previous husbands just simply asked, "How do you like your steak cooked?"
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I gotta ask three for the three of them at least. And I'm trying to think. What do? Yeah, so I'm like,
against the wall.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, Okay, I got a question. I got a silly one.
Hit me.
But
or hit them.
I'll have to see if all three of them would answer the same or not for this question. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh god, that's a very.
I'm gonna. And to answer for myself about that, if it's the only food option, sure, it wouldn't be my first choice. But it's not I absolutely hate this. I'm going to throw it out. No, just would not be my first choice. It probably wouldn't be my second, not my third. But if it's there, to me nowadays, food is food. Except if it's pickles. Do not give me pickles. I would strangle anyone that does anything with pickles.
Me too. I like pizza and I like pineapple, but I've never tried both.
You're making me think of pineapple apple pet.
I have a pizza. I have a pineapple. Pineapple pizza. Okay, no, yeah, that'll do it then. That concludes the interview. I would like to allow you to say what you would, or say what you would like to.
Say what I would like to.
Please feel free.
Remember, licking doorknobs is illegal on other planets.
Huh?